Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to Vietnam Remembrance Day. To remember those who served during the Vietnam War and to those who came home and some that did not come home. Remember who they were. Never forget they gave all for the freedom for all. At this time, will everybody please face and salute the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it was made, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We will now have the Star-Spangled Banner sung by Dakota Bach. Okay?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Very good. Thank you, Dakota. At this time, I will call the Reverend Dr. Christy Colburn, United States Navy, for our opening prayer.
Let us join our hearts and minds together in prayer. God of every nation, we gather today with hearts full of remembrance and gratitude. As we stand before this memorial, we are mindful of the lives it represents, the bravery, the loss, the love, and the sacrifice. We ask for your presence here among us. Surround us with your peace as we honor the men and women who served in the Vietnam War, those who gave their lives, those who returned home, and those who still carry the burdens of war in body, mind, and spirit. May this time of remembrance be a moment of healing, a time to bear witness, and a chance to say what should always be said: thank you. In the name of the one who knows every name and every story, let us join together and say, Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Christy. Oh, you left too early. Our guest speaker for today is the Reverend Dr. Christy Colburn.
Well, hi again. So first, I just want to say thank you to Post 2 for inviting me here today to share a few words with you. The irony is not lost on me that I was not quite a year old when the Vietnam War officially ended with the fall of Saigon on April 30th, 1975. And yet, it is for that very reason that I feel especially honored to stand with you today. I speak not out of memory or of personal experience. Rather, I speak as a veteran, and perhaps even more importantly, as a human being who carries a deep respect for the importance of history, the value and cost of sacrifice, and the quiet courage it takes to live with both. Despite my age, I have always felt a deep connection to the veterans of the Vietnam War. and to the surviving family and friends of those who died. I know relatively few. Most of them are standing here today. But my deep and abiding love and care for you and your community is always close in my heart. And for all of that, it is not only my privilege, but my responsibility to stand here with you today. We gather at this memorial not simply to remember, but to honor, to pause in reverence for those who served, those who never came home, and those who did, but were forever changed. The names etched in this memorial and all our memorials are more than just letters carved in stone. They are lives, dreams, stories. Each one belongs to someone who answered a call, often before they were old enough to fully understand what that call would mean. They went where they were sent. They served their country not for glory, not for praise, but because they were asked, and they gave everything. The Vietnam War was a complicated chapter in our nation's history. Our armed forces went to war while our nation wrestled with itself. Many in the military returned to a country that did not understand their sacrifice, or worse, chose not to see it. That absence of welcome, that silence, that rejection, left wounds that for some never fully healed. I will never forget the sadness I witnessed in the eyes of Ralph Hamlin's mother, more than 45 years after his death, as she recalled the secret transfer of his remains under the cover of darkness in the middle of the night for fear of protests and anger. No one should have to endure such pain. And for those of you who did return from that war, much of what was carried home was never spoken aloud, and some of what was lost was never fully seen. Today, we say clearly what should always have been said. We honor you and your courage, we respect your service, and we will never forget your sacrifice. The freedoms we enjoy today are not automatic. They are not guaranteed. They are safeguarded by people like the very people we honor today, people who stood in harm's way, who endured unbearable heat, sleepless nights, and the constant uncertainty of combat, people who teetered on the line between life and death, all while holding tight to duty, to one another, and to something greater than themselves. To the families of the fallen, your loss is immeasurable, your sacrifice enduring. You carry memories in place of presents, stories in place of embraces. Please know that your loved ones are not forgotten. We hold them close in our national memory and in our hearts. To those who served and returned, sometimes quietly, sometimes to an unwelcoming home, today, we see you. We honor not only your service, but the burdens you have carried because of it. The burdens that could not be put into words. The burdens the world did not always recognize. Thank you feels too small for all that you gave and continue to give, but still we say it because it matters. Thank you. And to those who witnessed the Vietnam years but did not serve, and to the generations like mine and younger who simply were not there, may this wall and our presence here be more than just remembrance. May it be a call to compassion, a call to be better to our veterans, to listen to their stories, to value their wisdom, and to honor their service, not just with words, but with action. The granite behind me is not just a wall, it is a promise that we will remember, a promise that we will never again let any veteran go unthanked, unseen, or unheard. And so today, let us renew our promise to all who served, and especially to our Vietnam veterans, by saying thank you and welcome home. Thank you, Christy.
Thank you, Christy. At this time, will the Abington Veterans Service officer please come forward? What are you doing over there?
Gotcha.
You got my back,
You
huh?
want to take? You want to read it? Good afternoon, and thank you all for being here today. Before I begin, I'd like to recognize a few of those in attendance who continue to support our veterans in this community. Senator Keenan, thank you. State Representative Allison Sullivan Almeida, our town manager Michael Moresco, and members of our select board, and members of the Abington High School Veterans Appreciation Club. Your presence here today means a great deal. I'd also like to thank Dakota Burke for singing the beautiful national anthem, and Greg Fish for the tribute that you prepared today. Your contributions help ensure these ceremonies bring meaning through generations. But today is about something deeper. It's about the names behind me, the sacrifices they represent, and the Vietnam veterans standing among us today. Today we gather to honor our Vietnam veterans, to recognize the cost of that war, and to make a promise that we will never forget those who never made it home. To the Vietnam veterans here today, your service was marked not just by the battles fought overseas, but by the battles some of you had carried with you ever since. In my time serving as your veterans agent, I've heard countless stories of invisible wounds and unseen scars that have lasted more than 50 years. These memories and grief and pain are real. They are lasting. Yet here you stand. You kept going. You built lives, families, and communities while carrying burdens that most of us here will never fully understand. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for your bravery, your selflessness, your dedication, and your sacrifice to each and every one of us. These traits that many of you continue to live by every single day. We are also reminded that the cost of service is not borne by veterans alone, but by their families as well. Their strength, their sacrifice, and their support deserve to be recognized and honored. Today, I'd like to pause to remember the sons of Abington who were killed in action in Vietnam. These are not just names. These are lives, stories, and families that are changed forever. They gave everything for the cause of freedom. Specialist 5th Class Dennis Kevin Adley, Major Peter Bugaby Christensen, Staff Sergeant Richard Allen Fitz, Specialist 4th Class Richard Francis Glenowitz, Private 1st Class Glenn Raymond Gordon, Private 1st Class Ralph Gerald Hamlin Jr., Specialist 4th Class Ernest Hammond Laidler, Specialist 5th Class Jeffrey Arnold Phipps. Before we continue, I ask everyone here to bow your heads for a moment of silence to honor their lives, their families, and the ultimate sacrifice they made for all of us. May we never forget their names. May we never forget their sacrifice. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize the Vietnam veterans who made it home, but later lost their lives as a result of their service. To the spouses and families here today, we see you. We honor you and your loved ones, and we have not forgotten their sacrifice. Their service did not end when they returned home, and neither does our gratitude. As a community, as a nation, we make a promise that we see you. We respect you. We appreciate what you did, and we will continue to honor you. Thank you for being here today. May God bless our fallen, their families, our veterans, and the town of Abington that stands behind them.
Thank you, Will.
Greg Fish. You didn't know you were up so quick, huh?
Good afternoon. My name is Greg Fish, and I'm very glad to be here supporting our Vietnam veterans and representing the Veteran Appreciation Club at Abington High School. I have someone very special that I would like to tell you about. His name is Bob Pratt. Bob has been my neighbor down the road for as long as I can remember. He takes walks every day with his lovely dog, he takes good care of his wife, and he maintains his Volkswagen bus, which he appropriately named Miles. Another thing about Bob, he's a veteran of the Vietnam War. He served in the Navy then, and to this day, he continues to serve every single person that he meets. Since my grandfather passed away, Bob has taken it upon himself to come to my house every single morning to make sure that my little brother gets on the bus safely. He doesn't have to, but he does. Bob goes out of his way to get my siblings and I birthday gifts and Christmas gifts. He doesn't have to, but he does. He spends time taking friends out to eat and making everyone around him feel comfortable and safe. He doesn't have to, but he does. Bob is a pillar of what it means to serve. He is selfless, he's strong, and he is true to himself and what he believes. I haven't met a veteran who didn't hold the same principle of helping others and being a strong and dependable force for good in this world. So I say thank you to Bob for all of your service, and thank you to every single veteran that I see before me, every veteran at Abington, and every veteran nationwide who fought in the Vietnam War. Your dedication to upholding the standard of service is inspiring to so many, and I hope you know that this world would not be the same without each and every one of you. Thank you.
At this time, would Vicki Smith Fitz and Richard Fitz Jr. come forward to place the flowers on the POW chair? At this time, Marge McDonald would like to read a poem.
Thank you.
Can you read it?
I don't know. What are you doing? Yikes. Good afternoon. My name is Marge McDonald, and I am the wife of William A. McDonald, Jr., who was a sergeant in the United States Marine Corps during Vietnam. Okay. When we observe Memorial Day for Vietnam vets, let us take time to remember the American servicemen and women who paid the ultimate price. Let us remember their families who hoped and prayed their loved ones would not have to pay the ultimate price. Thank you for their families who have suffered a loss, whether they came home or whether they didn't. We can never repay, and they will never forget. God bless these families through their pain today and always. We ask that you continue to protect the military, keep them out of harm's way as they continue to fight for freedom for all of us everywhere. I found this poem on from a magazine, and I said, oh, this has to make it to my refrigerator door. It's called I Made It Home. So I'd like to share it with you. Dear Mom and Dad and wife, I made it home. I just wanted to let you know I made it home. Everything is so pretty here, so fresh, so new. I wish that you could close your eyes so you could see it too. Please, try not to be sad for me. Try to understand. God is taking care of me. I am in the shelter of his hands. Here there is no sadness and no sorrow and no pain. Here there is no crying, and I'll never hurt again. Here it is so peaceful when all the angels sing. I really have to go now. I've just got to try my wings. P.S. I'll be the first face you see when you get here. Thank you.
Unlock your weapon. Ready? Aim. Fire! 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 Reset. Boom! This concludes our ceremony for today. I'd like to thank the Abington Police Department for honoring us with their attendance today. Thank you, guys. And now, after the conclusion, you're welcome to come into the Legion for a small coalition of sandwiches and whatnot. Feel free to come in and help yourself. Thank you all for coming.